The city shut it down after a man was murdered in the parking lot up on Federal Hill, and a separate brawl that spilled outside days later.
But today, the owner took his battle to reopen to the state level.
Alison Bologna is back now with that story in the studio. Alison?
His lawyer in front of a packed room today. Owners of Venda, Sienna, Opa, and other prominent Federal Hill restaurants listened to arguments on both sides. The hearing officer now, on behalf of the Department of Business Regulation, will submit her regulations to the head of the Department of Business Regulations, who will either accept, modify, or reject the decision on whether or not to reopen the $3 bar. So far, no decision's been made. At it again, but this time in a pretty packed hearing room at the Department of Business Regulation. In front of a hearing officer, the lawyer for the $3 bar, the lawyer for the City of Providence, and the Board of Licenses. At issue, when or if the $3 bar can reopen.
I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
The city is arguing that they are following due process in the interest of public safety, while the lawyer for the bar claims the city is procrastinating to keep his client out of business.
We don't have a full hearing at the board, but it's my opinion that the board is just using delay tactics to keep the 3-bar closed as long as it can because it knows it has a very weak case.
This comes after a man was beaten with a 2x4 outside the bar late last month. He later died. And then there was a brawl outside the bar in which police had to be called. Where do you stand on this issue?
Well, obviously, I'm concerned about the public health, safety, and welfare in the neighborhood. But, people need to earn a living, do what they have to do.
Part of this standstill centers around videotape, which the lawyer for the $3 bar doesn't want to share with the Board of Licenses, despite a subpoena. Since then, the board has held the $3 bar in contempt, and now both parties await a date in Superior Court.
Based on that, I made the decision to come here for an emergency motion to stay because in my mind, the licenses are revoked and we are closed, according to the board, until Superior Court makes a ruling on the contempt motion.
With no continuance date set, according to the $3 bar lawyer. Do you believe that the $3 bar is creating a dangerous situation for other restaurants on the Hill?
Absolutely not.
All right, so there you have it. In the meantime, other restaurant owners on the Hill, including Venda, Sienna, and Opa, we spoke with off camera, and they didn't want to make a public statement yet until a decision's made by the state. As soon as we know what the state decides, of course, we'll bring it right to you. That is the very latest. Alison Bologna, NBC 10 News.